Husky fans, welcome back to another edition of the Husky Highlight Show. I'm Tuka Nguyen here with Daniel Rubens coming at you from Tucson, Arizona, where the Huskies just lost to the Arizona Wildcats 27-26. But enough from us, let's take a look at some of those highlights.
After the team trade punts to start the game, Siler Miles finds Jadon Mickens over the middle for 48 yards. Mickens gets the Huskies to the Arizona 30 but loses the ball. He would recover his own fumble, but ball security would be an issue for the Huskies in this game. Miles finds Dante Pettis for 8 yards, and the Huskies are almost in the Arizona red zone. The Huskies have to settle for a 43-yard field goal from Cameron Van Winkle. Van Winkle's field goal attempt clanks off the right upright, and we're still tied at 0. Arizona gets the ball back, and 2 plays later, Anu Salam launches a 57-yard pass to Samaje Grant, and after a roughing the passer penalty is called on the Huskies, the Wildcats get down to the UW 1-yard line. Nick Wilson punches it in from there and gives Arizona a 7-0 lead. But the UW answers back here with a 16-yard run from Dwayne Washington. Washington got the starting role back this week after getting injured against Oregon. He had a big day in his return, so there's more from him in this one. The Huskies finish off the drive with a touchdown on a trick play from Marvin Hall, completing this pass to Joshua Perkins for a 36-yard touchdown, and we're tied 7-7 midway through the first quarter. The Huskies start the second quarter in the Arizona red zone, converting on 3rd and 1 with a 3-yard run from Levon Coleman. 2 plays later, though, the ball slips out of Siler Miles' hand, and Arizona recovers the fumble. After the turnover, the UW defense stayed strong, forcing a very potent Arizona offense into 3 and out, with this tackle from John Timo on 3rd down. The Wildcats couldn't convert the turnover into points, so the Huskies came right back here with the 28-yard pass from Miles to Kendall Taylor, who was playing in his home state of Arizona. A few plays later, Deontay Cooper takes the ball down the sideline for a touchdown, but no, the score was called back due to a holding penalty. Penalties were huge for the Huskies, as they committed 13 against Arizona's 2. The UW's drive stalled after the holding penalty, and the Huskies had to settle for another field goal. This time, Van Winkle was good from 39 yards, and he gives the Huskies a 10-7 lead. The UW defense came up big again, forcing another 3 and out. Cooper helps them get out of a jam, rushing for 9 yards. On the UW's next 3rd down, we have a Casey Williams sighting, everyone. Casey Williams gets the 11-yard pass from Siler Miles to extend the UW drive, and then 1 play later, Dwayne Washington does the rest. 66 yards to the house for Washington. The UW takes a 10-point lead, 17-7. The Wildcats responded with an impressive drive of their own, moving the ball methodically down the field. Here, Solomon finds Caleb Jones for an 11-yard completion on 3rd down to keep the chains moving. The drive was extended for a holding penalty called on the UW, which brought the Wildcats into the UW red zone. Buda Baker comes up with a nice pass deflection here on 3rd down to force the Wildcats into a field goal. Arizona lines up for the 30-yard field goal, but whoops, the kicker takes the snap on the fake and runs it in for a touchdown. Wildcats close the gap 17-14 with 1:31 left to play in the half. On the very next drive, Miles fumbles again, and the Wildcats recover on the UW 19-yard line. The snap came in low, and Miles tried to pick it up and run, but lost the ball, and Arizona jumps on it to get the ball with 33 seconds left in the half. The Wildcats made those seconds count, though, and turned the turnover into 7 points to close the half. On this 8-yard run from Nick Wilson, Arizona takes a 21-17 lead into halftime. After the half, Solomon finds Caleb Jones again for 11 yards, but on the next play, it turns out the Huskies aren't the only ones who can't hold on to the ball. Buda Baker punches the ball loose from Nick Wilson, and Shaq Thompson recovers. Thompson went back to defense Saturday after playing at running back for the past 2 games. Dwayne Washington didn't make the coaching staff miss Thompson too much. Here he fights off a crowd of defenders and rushes for 20 yards. The drive ended in a 31-yard field goal for the Huskies, and they're within 1 point with 10:19 left in the 3rd quarter. The UW defense continued to make plays the next drive as Solomon launches one up and the UW Sidney Jones comes down with it. The freshman quarterback returns the interception to the UW 41, but those penalties come back to bite the Huskies, and they're called for a personal foul after the play to stick them at their own 26 to start the drive. The offense uses the turnover once again, converting here on 3rd and 4 with a 7-yard pass from Miles to Perkins. On the next 3rd down, Miles does it himself, rushing for 9 yards, and then on the next 3rd down, Miles finds Marvin Hall for 13 yards to keep the drive going. Despite the fumbling issues, Miles did have a good passing game, finding Michael Harvickson for this 18-yard completion. The tight end tries to reach it over the goal line, but he comes up just short and stops at the 1. But that's okay, Dwayne Washington does the rest, and he punches it in for a touchdown. But the extra point is no good. The snap was too low, and it rolled back to the holder, Jeff Lindquist, and the Huskies take the lead 26-21. Okay, here we go with the fourth quarter. It's going to get crazy here, so buckle up. Arizona starts the quarter off with a field goal, closing the lead to 2. Huskies still up 26-24 with 13:02 left to play. Later in the quarter, Arizona starts to wear down the UW defense with a heavy dose of Nick Wilson. The Wildcats give the running back the ball 6 times in a row, including this 9-yard rush on third down. The Wildcats probably should have given it to Wilson 7 times in a row as Solomon is picked off again by Sidney Jones here. The Huskies have the ball and the lead late in the fourth quarter, looking for that upset and their first ranked win of the year. Miles finds Joshua Perkins for another third down conversion, this time a 7-yard pass on the next drive. Now the clock's coming down to about 2.5 minutes. The clock runs and the Huskies move the ball. Arizona takes 2 of its timeouts. Here, Miles rushes for 4 yards, converting on 3rd and 3 to give the Huskies a critical first down with just about 90 seconds to go. The Huskies could have taken a few knees and run the clock down to about 10 seconds, but no, they go with Deontay Cooper, who loses the ball, and the Wildcats recover on the UW 45. The play was reviewed, the ball came loose before Cooper's knee touched, and then Arizona reaches in for the recovery. Heartbreak for the Huskies, but the Wildcats have the ball in UW territory, move it down to the UW 30, run the clock down to 3 seconds, and kick the game winner as time expires to win in a nail-biter 27-26. Afterward, head coach Chris Peterson talked to the media about his decision to go for the first down instead of take a knee late in the game.
With our chart, we felt like we had to run the ball again to get a first down. They had 1 timeout left. And that's the information we got.
So there you have it. Huskies lose today 27-26 here at Arizona Stadium after a mistake-filled game in which they were penalized 13 times compared to just 2 for Arizona, fumbled 6 times, lost 3 of those, as well as a crucial missed field goal early and a crucial mixed extra point at the end of the third quarter that ended up being the difference in the game. Afterwards, players and coaches discussed the mistakes.
We shouldn't lose. We got all the tools, the talent, ability. There's no reason for that, so it sucks.
So again, tough loss here for the Huskies today. But in general, the offense and defense really looked a lot better. Tukey, what did you see today from the offense?
The offense in particular, behind Siler Miles was a lot more decisive today, pulling the ball down to run. He finished 20 of 29 passing for 223 yards. In the running game, Dwayne Washington coming back first game after injury. He had 148 yards on 19 carries and 2 touchdowns. That's a really good performance after the Huskies were really struggling to get rushing offense going for the past couple weeks. And for the Huskies to do it against Arizona, a very good team on the road, is a pretty big step. The last time they had this kind of offensive performance was against Colorado. And Colorado is probably one of the stellar dwellers of the Pac-12, so this is a good offensive showing for the Huskies, even though they did come out on the losing end.
There you have it again. The Huskies lose tonight 27-26 here in Tucson. They're back at it next week when they host the Oregon State Beavers at Husky Stadium.